by the time people join the live stream, I will try a few things. Maybe to turn on and turn off the camera, and also if I can share my screen. So I will try those things, and if it works out. Hi Ganesh. I'm just trying out few things. So like if I can share my screen while I'm doing live Q&A, is it possible or not? So I'm just trying those things. But yeah, do post your questions in the chat. I will take them once some more people are here, or once I'm done trying. Well, I think I'm already done because there aren't any option which I can see here. And in terms of camera, I can only switch between cameras and nothing more. Yeah, so there's nothing much I can do, I guess. I guess most of the settings that I need to do, it has to be done before the stream is being set up. So yeah, I'll probably try that next time. But yeah, how are you doing, Ganesh? Ireland is certainly a good option in my opinion, is because there they have like all the tech giants, they have their EU data center there. So that's a good thing, and that always opens up quite a lot of opportunities. So I would say yes, Ireland is a good option, and also the masters there is just for 1 year. So that again is something which I really appreciate. And their education is also something which is good, because when I was applying for masters, I applied for some of the universities in Ireland as well, and I think my um, initial preference was Ireland over UK or any other country. But the thing is, that time UK was not providing 2 year of post study work visa. But when already started my application in Ireland, and that's when I got to know that UK is also providing 2 years of post study work visa. So I applied to some of the universities in the UK as well. And the main difference between those two countries are in terms of course content. Ireland is more of a traditional form factor, so you will see a lot of theoretical subjects as well, or a theoretical approach, I should say. Whereas in the UK, it's more practical. So it totally depends on what type of format you like. But having said that, it's not like Ireland is very much theory centric. So they also cover good amount of practical. So if you do your course from Ireland, you will gain some practical knowledge as well. So it's just that. So in my opinion, yes, Ireland is a good option, and I think it is even cheaper as compared to UK. How is Dundalk Institute of Technology? I suppose this is in Ireland. I don't know much about it. So I would say if you could just uh, put this chat in the comment, like if you can just ask the same thing in the comments, I will do my research and I will let you know after this live Q&A is over. Currently, which project are you working? So I cannot talk much about the specifics, but it is something on text analysis. So there's a lot of text from various sources, and we need to summarize that and extract information from the text. You can say it something like uh, sentiment analysis. So yeah, it's just that. Hi Chaitanya, I'm doing good. How are you? Is deep learning tough compared to machine learning? Mm, it's a very subjective question. I mean, it totally depends on individual to individual, but I would say, in general, I think I have seen more people struggling with deep learning as compared to machine learning. So, if I have to answer this question in just one word, I would say yes, purely based on the number of people I have seen struggling with deep learning. So, yes, I would say deep learning is a bit hard uh, as compared to machine learning. You're working in NLP or ML. Um, so NLP is something where you work on text data, and there are a lot of use cases of machine learning uh, which you can implement in NLP. So I am actually working in both. So I'm working with a lot of textual data to summarize it, to analyze it, and then to make some predictions for text classification, something like that. So, yeah, I'm working in both the domains. Currently, I'm learning Python from Udemy. Where to look for beginner projects in Python if I want to practice more? So, right now, you're learning Python. So, I think the main thing about learning Python is to familiarize yourself with the syntax, and to practice that you can obviously do some projects, so that is a good thing. But before that, I think if I had to learn Python programming today, I would learn the basic syntax and then go to lead code to practice some of the problems there. So it's like competitive programming there. And when you start to build some logic in Python programming, and when you learn to think in Python, I think that's when you become much more proficient. And after that, you can always do any kind of CRUD application or data analytics application, data science application, whatever you want to get into, you can do that. So that would be my approach. But if you want to straight away jump into projects in Python, then you need to first make your mind that what type of project that you want to work on. Is it going to be a data analytics dashboard, or do you want to do some machine learning stuff? But I think you are still learning Python, so I would just assume that uh, you haven't got into machine learning. So yeah, I would say maybe you want to do some data analytics dashboard in Python, or maybe a CRUD application. And by CRUD, I mean is create, read, update, and delete. So you can create a Python application where you will connect your backend SQL server or any other database which you want, and then you can create tables from your front end and Then you can add data to your database. You can read it, you can display it on your web page, and then you can delete it from the front end. So it could be a simple to-do list. So that can be one of the projects. So yeah, you first need to make your mind that what type of project you want to do. What is the average salary can a fresher expect in UK after data science master? So I have a dedicated video on this. I will share the link in the chat, and that should give you a good idea about it. But if I have to give you just a figure, mm, it could be from 30 to 35. That would be the starting salary. It can go high as much as you like, totally dependent on the kind of skills you have, the kind of company you are getting into. So there are a lot of different factors, but yeah, this video should give you a good idea about the salary. So this is the link to that video. Whether is DSA is really important for data science, or can we learn without DSA? So you can certainly learn data science without having much in-depth knowledge about data structures and algorithm, but I would suggest having knowledge of basic uh, Python data structure. It would be good, like list, tuple, uh, set, dictionary, those kind of things. So when to use which one. So that would be really good. And also you need to understand about the complexity of the program that you're writing, because usually when you are dealing with huge amount of data, you want to avoid for loops, or if you are using a for loop, you don't want to get into nested for loop, so you want to avoid n square time complexity. So you need to understand those kind of things so that your code is good enough and fast enough and efficient enough to handle any kind of data. Yes, of course, you can make use of a lot of different parallelization technique like PySpark, Dask, anything, something like that. So yeah, I think it's good to have basic understanding about it, but maybe you don't need that much in-depth knowledge that a particular software developer would need. So yeah. I am a physics teacher in India earning monthly around Rs 80K. Would it be better decision to come for data science masters in UK? Um, I mean, it depends how much experience you have. So if you have like uh, 10 15 years of experience, and if you are making 80K in India, then I think, yeah, you can probably explore something here in the UK. But if you have like 2 3 years of experience, or you have just started out, and if you're making 80K, then I would say that is a really good start, and that would be a better place to be in. So it totally depends on the kind of background you have. But considering, if I see from my perspective, uh, if I had like 2 3 years of experience with what I have right now, and if I was earning 80K in India, I probably wouldn't go to UK for masters. So yeah, that's just my opinion. But again, there are other factors as well. So I mean, it's just not about money, because you mentioned a particular figure there. So I think that might be the major reason for you. But there are other aspects. So if you want to have like international exposure, and if you want to explore like different cultures and stuff, then I think yes, it is totally worth it, and it doesn't really matter much uh, how much you're making in your home country. So it's just that. Yeah, so there are two different ways of looking at it, but I have 3 years of teaching experience. So in that case, I think 80K is a really good start, and with 3 years of experience. So I think if money is the major priority for you, then I would say staying in India in that particular job would be good if you are happy with that. Um, so yeah, but if you're not happy in that job, and if you want to explore data science, and if you want to experience different culture, if you want to come to the UK, then I think yeah, it can be a good option to come to the UK. I have to take a loan of 30 lakh for masters in UK. Yeah, that's there. So again, I told you from two different perspectives. So I think now you should have a bit of idea about what should be your priority. So yeah, if you have to pay like 30 lakh Indian rupees, which after coming here, and if you are able to find some data science job, I think you should be able to pay back that 30 lakh Indian rupees in like 2 to 3 years, maybe more, maybe less. I don't know. Totally dependent on your preferred way of living. So that's there. But yeah, yeah, you should be able to pay back that in 2 3 years. Hey Roshan, does which college you study is matter in UK? Would it have an effect on the job opportunity you get after graduation? Um, uh, so the thing is, the simple answer is no. It doesn't affect the kind of opportunities you can get. It doesn't really depend much on which university you have uh, done your masters from. But the thing is, if you submit a resume and you're from university A, and there is another student, they also have submitted their resume, and they're from university B, and university B, let's say hypothetically, ranks much higher as compared to university A, and you both have similar kind of skill sets, you both have a similar type of portfolio, you both have similar kind of work experience. In that case, I think the tiebreaker can be based on the university. So if you are doing your masters from a lower rank university, that is not the end of the day. If you are making a very good portfolio, if you are doing good amount of projects, if you are learning, and if you have good amount of skills, that's totally fine. You will be able to find some relevant opportunities. But if you have the ability to pay a bit more, I think it's better to do your masters from a good university. But if you just can't afford to pay that much money, then it's totally fine. You don't really have to go for those expensive universities. So it totally comes down to how much you can afford. You don't really have to stretch your pocket to the extreme limit. You should also look at your pocket, and also you should put in the kind of effort that you can to have a good portfolio and profile. So ultimately, you have ultimately the resume that you will submit, it will be evaluated purely based on the experience and the projects that you have. And just for tiebreakers, there will be this university ranking or the name of the university. So yeah, that's the answer. How is University of Leeds for data science masters? It's a really good university. Course content is good, reputation is good. It's a Russell Group University, and I think they have collaboration with some other companies in the data science field. So yeah, after completing masters in data science, if one doesn't able to find data science job, what will be his other options? You get like 2 years to find a relevant role. So that's, I think, plenty, and you should be able to find something if you have learned things, and if you have done some good projects, if you have built a profile. Totally depend on that. In the meantime, you can always work part time. I mean, you can do full time after finishing your course, but you can work in a lot of different areas like warehouses, you can work in restaurant, you can work in supermarket, you can work as a receptionist, you can probably work as clerk or something like that, if you're able to find roles related to that. So yeah, there are a lot of different opportunities, and there are a lot of things that you can do. But I think 2 years is a good time to be able to find something relevant to your course. I have enrolled for data science master in UK. Have 4 months now. What should I start learning to land a job in data engineering, data science field, as graduate role start in September itself? So I will share two videos with you. Um, Let me quickly find. So one is um, things that you can do during your masters to find a job. So this is the link. The next video is, I can't seem to find. Yeah, got it. And this is the video about prerequisites, and things that you can learn before your master start. So that's there. Um, I can probably share one more video where skills needed for a data scientist. In that, you might be able to understand about what all things you need to know to be a data scientist. So I think that video should give you the overall picture. So this is the third video. Are there sufficient jobs for data science freshers in UK? Is it easy to get a job after master? So it's not easy to get a job, especially for freshers. Are there sufficient jobs? Maybe no. So when you go to LinkedIn and when you search for the number of people applying for a particular role, it's most of the time over 200, 200 applicants applying for a particular role, so it's highly competitive. And as for the statistics, it's still continuously going down, the number of jobs that are coming to the market. And again, 1% down on 5th of May as compared to the past week. And it is 18% lower to what it was in 2022. So yeah, the number of jobs are still reducing. And also 11 of 12 English region and UK countries and 24 out of 28 job categories, they are showing decrease in number of online adverts. So you see majority of the countries and also majority of the job categories, they are showing downward trend. So it is still going down. So no, it is not really easy, but it's not impossible, that I can say, because a lot of people, uh, I know they have got job, they were freshers. So yeah, it is totally possible, but it's not easy. You're welcome, Sriram. Hey, I got admit from University of Leeds, data science and analytics, MSc. Should I join? If you like the course content, if the fees is in your budget, and if you have made your mind that you want to do masters, then yeah, you should. I don't see any reason to not join, because the university is good. I think they have two different courses. No, that's University of Liverpool. So yeah, Leeds have a really good course content. So yeah. What is the demand for data analytics currently in UK? So it's a really tough question to answer. What is the demand for data analytics currently in UK? Because I would say it is highly in demand. A lot of companies, they want to analyze the kind of data they have. They are collecting a lot of data, but they still don't know how to make sense out of it. They don't know how to use it. So for that, yes, they need data analytics. But considering current scenario situation, right now companies are holding back in terms of hiring, simply especially for data related roles, is simply because if they don't hire a software developer, or if they don't hire or if they don't continue to keep their software developers, they might lose out on their software and the quality of the software. So they will lose out on the majority of the market share because of the software going down. So companies are preferring to have software developers in their team rather than a data scientist, because if they're not making a lot of use of the data that they have, it's still fine as long as they continue to improve their software, or they continue to improve their product. Because at later stages they can always hire a data scientist and they can improve their marketing strategy, or analyze how the product is doing. But I think it's important for them to have software developers. So that's why I think there are still more number of jobs available in the market for software developers as compared to data scientists. I think I made a video a month or so back where I showed there are around 3,000 software developer roles as compared to 1,000 data scientist related roles. So you see there's a huge difference in the number of jobs that are available in the market. So yeah, that's there. Having said that, there's still a lot of companies that's still trying to hire data scientists because or data analysts because they have a very stable software, I guess, and also their product. It need not necessarily be a software. It can be some other company. It could be working in health sector. It could be from fintech. It could be from supply chain. It could be from tools and industrial infrastructure, things like that. So yeah, I think that's when the scope of data scientist or data analyst increases, because if there is a company which is predominantly into, let's say, tools sector, and I'm taking this example simply because I'm working in a company which is into these kind of power tools and things like that. So they don't really need a software developer because they can always they can always make use of third party vendors uh, to have access to a platform like for HR stuff or for creating their website, and it can be done. And once it is up and running, they don't really need to make a lot of changes in that. So they don't really need to invest too much in software developer side. But then they want to invest in data analytics and data science side is because they're generating a lot of data and they want to make use of that data, and they want to understand how they can improve their products or how they can improve their marketing strategy and things like that. So in those kind of sectors, I think data scientists and data analysts, they are still in demand, and that's where the scope of data analyst and data scientist or any data related role take over. So yeah, I would say there's still a demand, but if you just compare the numbers with other IT jobs, or even if you compare the data science roles that are available this year, and if you compare it with last year, it is reducing. So, and it is not because the particular job is not in demand anymore. It's simply because of the economic turmoil and the recession which is going on. I hope that answers your question. This downward trend is due to current recession situation in UK, or it will like this. It will like this in 24 also. It is because of the economic situation, like I told you. Whether it will be same in 24 or not, that is something which I don't know. It totally depends on lot of external factors. So we can just hope for the best and probably prepare for the worst. But yeah, I can't really say whether it will be good or bad. Out of Australia and UK, which country is better for data science? I don't really have much idea about Australia. I had put up a poll probably last week asking whether people are interested in Australia. I think majority of the people are interested in UK. So I didn't take much time to explore that. Mm, yeah, so I don't really have much idea about Australia. In QMUL data science course, we have two career streams, data science and data engineering. So, which option is better as per job perspective? Is it right time to study abroad, specifically in UK, considering the current situation? So, I'll first answer your first question. Mm, so, the data science is generally a umbrella term, and data engineering comes under that particular umbrella. And if you do a data science course, that particular course should teach you data engineering as well. But yes, if you want to specialize in data engineering itself, there can be a whole course on that. So you will start from very uh, legacy, or I would say very older systems like Hadoop, MapReduce, those kind of things, Hive, and then you can move on to some recent stuff like Spark, PySpark, Dask, those kind of things. So yes, it can be a whole course in itself. So you have to ask yourself, uh, which one would you prefer? Because there's good amount of opportunities that are available in data engineering as well. And if you do a data science course, you should be able to pick up data engineering part as well. Maybe not to the full extent if you compare it with someone who has done their masters in data engineering. So that's there. But yeah, if you really are interested in data engineering and if you want to stick to data engineering, then there are a lot of jobs related to data engineering, and then you should go for data engineering specification. But yeah, if you're not sure, then I think data science should be the safest option. Is it the right time to study abroad, specifically in UK, considering the current situation? So it is a risky move. Yes, I would say that. Sorry. So if you have the appetite to take the risk, both in terms of uh, the kind of commitment that you will make from time and money resource. So if you have the appetite to take that risk, yes, you can certainly do that. And also you get like 2 years of post-study work visa, so you have significant amount of time to find a job, and in the meantime you can always work in other things. Some of my friends, they are still working in a lot of different areas. They did their course from data science, but then some are working in uh, receptionist role, some are working in some sort of managerial stuff. I mean, managing few things at supermarket and something like that. So you can always work there, and you do get paid quite nicely. So in the meantime, you can always work in those things. But once you are able to find something, you can always switch to a role which is much more relevant to your course. So yeah, it's like that. But yeah, it is going to be a risky move. Is UK visa interview is tough like US, or it can be manageable? So I didn't have any UK visa interview, and I have seen a lot of people, they didn't have either. So it's not like everyone will have to go through the interview. So maybe few people. So yeah, and also it's not that hard. So I was googling before my interview, what if I will get some interview call. So I searched a lot of questions. They were very basic questions. So it will be why you are doing this particular course, why do you want to go to UK for this particular course, do you not get this course in India, what are your plans after completion of the course, and if you are changing your stream, so if you are coming from some other stream, they might ask you what is the reason. If you have taken IELTS, well and good. If you haven't taken IELTS, then they might ask why haven't you taken IELTS exam. So yeah, those are some of the basic questions they ask, and I don't think I came across any of the difficult questions. So yeah, I think it's manageable. Do companies have 5 days or 6 days work in a week for data science roles? Can a data scientist do second job on weekends to earn money? So it's a 5 day work week. So, and I don't think I have never heard of like 6 day work week. So yeah, that's very new to me. Even in India, I haven't seen that. So yeah, that's it. And if you want, yes, sure, you can work on weekends if you are on post-study work visa. But I think if you are on a sponsored visa, sponsored job. So in that case, I think you have some restrictions. You can't work for some other employer, or if you want to work, then you will have to take permission uh, from your employer, and then probably you can work for somebody else. So yeah, if you are on a sponsorship, then you will have to take permission, and you can't work multiple jobs. I applied for MSc in Big Data and Digital Futures from University of Warwick, as I found it closer to data science curriculum and got an offer. Could you please share your opinion on the university? Also, will it be hard to get data science job as the course is different? Um, so overall, Warwick University is a good one. Um, but yes, I think they don't have uh, data science course. So yeah, that's why you might have gone for big data course. So yeah, but in general, the university is good. I don't know much about what all things are being covered in big data and digital futures. So it totally depends on what type of tools and techniques they are covering in the course. It's not more about the title of the course. It could be data science, it could be data engineering, but if they are covering all the things that a data scientist should know, I think it's totally fine. So ultimately, it comes down to what type of skills you have, and it doesn't really matter much like what is the name of the course content. Yes, of course, it matters like it should be closely related, and it should not be like you're doing your masters in, let's say, digital marketing and you're applying for a data scientist role. So in that case, I think there might be some issues, but I don't think there is any problem if you're doing masters in big data and digital futures, as long as the course content is very closely related to data science and you learn all the tools and techniques. Power BI versus Tableau in UK market. I think Power BI is much more popular in UK job market. In my current company, Power BI is used quite extensively. In master's course also, Power BI was used. Some of my friends, they were doing internship. There also they had to use Power BI. So I would say yes, Power BI is more popular as compared to Tableau here in the UK. I heard that students are not getting jobs on PSW. Companies are not considering PSW significant. Is it really so or just a rumor? Mm, I won't say it's a rumor. And I think the problem is mainly for people who have less amount of experience or no experience. If people have some experience, they are able to find job, so that's there. But yes, freshers are finding it hard to find a job even on PSW, mainly because of few reasons. The first one is, if you are on PSW, you join a company and you are not obliged to stay in that company for longer term. If you're able to find something better, you can always leave. So that way there's always uncertainty, and companies don't like that. So that is the first reason. Second one is, there are a lot of companies they can't sponsor you after 2 years. So once you work for a company for 2 years, yes, of course, you will be helping the company to improve, but you will also learn a lot about company, and company will also invest in you. And after 2 years, if they are still not able to sponsor you, they will have to lose an employee where they have invested a lot of resources. So they will have to make a new hiring, and then they will have to get that particular person up to speed to do the job. So they will have to make a lot of investment in that regard as well. So I think those are the main reasons why companies are avoiding uh, students who are on post-study work visa. But if I talk frankly, uh, I think there are very less amount of people from the UK, like the citizens, and also from EU. And now after Brexit, even EU citizens, they will need a sponsorship to work in the UK. There are very few people who are willing to work in IT. So ultimately, the companies will have to hire people from other countries like India, but they try their best to find someone who is from the UK and they don't have to sponsor them. So that is there. Yeah, so those are the reason, and yes, it is not just a rumor, but yeah, that's the truth. You're welcome, Guru Shrikant. Cardiff gave me admission for this year, but University of Bath put me on waiting list and offering me entry next year. Bath is not Russell Group. Should I go for Cardiff or come to Bath next year? So Cardiff is a good university. I mean, even though it is a Russell Group university, I personally am not a big fan of their course content. So that's there. As for Bath, yes, the university is not Russell Group University, but it's a really reputed university, and their course content is really good. So if I have to put them against each other, I would give thumbs up to Bath. But now they have put you on hold, and they want you to join next year. So it's totally up to you what you are doing. If you are currently working, then I would say yes, you can join next year. But if you are currently not working, then probably you don't want to have gap, and you can start your course at Cardiff University. Having said that, Cardiff University is not really bad. I mean, in course content, I have given them 3 out of 5. There are university like, um, I can find them on this list, but yeah, I've given some university 2 out of 5, so that's there. But yeah, 3 out of 5 is maybe not good, but having said that, they have covered all the essential stuff, but they have, the course is, I mean, when you say that a course is good or not, it is very much in comparison to other universities. So if there is someone who has offer from Cardiff University alone, in that case, I think it's a good university to go to. But if they have offer from, let's say, Cardiff University, University of Edinburgh, University of Exeter, Glasgow, I think uh, that's when I would give 3 to Cardiff University, and then 4, 5 to other universities. So yeah, it's like that. So if you are currently working, you should mm, you should wait for Bath and join next year. If not, then maybe you can go for Cardiff University. I hope that makes sense. I concluded from our discussion that if a physics teacher like me comes to UK and do data science masters after taking 30 lakh loan, it would be highly risky as I am fresher. It will be risky, yes, because currently the job market is not healthy. If it was like a very green job market, then yes, it could be a good opportunity, and it could be something worth exploring. So the other thing is, you can try to make transition to data science in India. If you are able to do so, that's really good, and then you can gain some experience and wait for the time when things start to look a bit better, and that's when you can explore this particular route, because right now I think you have um, so yeah, you have a good income right now in India, and I think you're doing really good there. So I wouldn't want you to risk something. I mean, if you have appetite, you can certainly do that, like I've told that in this stream, but yeah, I would not suggest. Is it so, Roshan? What advice would you give? Should I come or not? So yeah, like I told you, if you are okay with taking a risk, then surely you can come and you can explore your options. But if you were doing like a job where you weren't happy, and you're making significantly less amount of money, in that case I could have said yes, you can probably take a risk and explore something. But you seem to be in a very stable job. I don't know if you're happy there or not. That is a completely different thing. But if you are not, then yes, it doesn't really matter how much money you're making. You should just try something else. Just seeking a genuine opinion from you. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. If I have a younger brother, so if he would be in your situation, and if he asks me what should I do, I will tell him that stay in that job if you are happy. If you are not, probably try to make a transition to data science within India. If you are able to do so, that's a really good thing. You can start working in data science, gain some experience, and when the job market will look good here in the UK or anywhere else, you can always go for um, the job, or go for masters, and then you can probably start your career in that particular country. So that would be my advice. Would a 6 month sorry online certification in India from IITs or IIM help later after MSc in UK? Mm, yeah, maybe, because nowadays certifications are really common. A lot of people are able to do certifications. So certification is not something which, it's just my opinion. Because if I get a resume, yes, I will look at what type of certification I've done. If the other person hasn't done any certification, and if they have like similar kind of projects and portfolio and experience, then I will probably interview the person who has some certifications. But if then there is a person who has lot of certification in their resume, but they don't really have a good portfolio, any kind of projects on their GitHub that I can go and look at, I will probably give the opportunity to someone who doesn't have any certification, but they have things to show on their GitHub, on their LinkedIn, or any other profile. that they have made. So it's like that. So yes, it's always good to have a certification, but that is not something which can have the utmost importance over other things. I think I have answered all the questions, and we are almost about to reach 1 hour. So if we don't have any other questions, I will end the stream and I will see you guys next Saturday, 12 p.m. UK time. And thank you so much, Roshan, for your answers. They will really help in cleaning my confusion. You're most welcome, Ben. So, yeah, if you have any other queries, you can always reach out to me. If you want to have one-to-one session, you can always join channel membership to have one-to-one meeting. We can always discuss there. And I do these live sessions every Saturday 12 p.m. UK time, so you can always come here and ask your questions. I'm always happy to help. You're welcome, Akash. See you guys next Saturday. Bye. Have a great weekend.